Well, good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. As usual. And we want to do a roll call this morning, so let's get a few people on here. Anna, hello. You're number one this morning. Brahim, how is you? Portland, Oregon. Fran, good morning. Nice to have you on. Nativity. And Kevin. Oshawa. Mike from Norland. Leela, good morning. Sherry. I want to sing Sherry. Nick from our staff. Kristen. Good morning, guys. Wendy from Markham. Connie, good morning. Barry. Or at least around that area, right, Connie? Glenna. Fran, Orangeville. Good morning. Nellie. And Marilyn. Kelowna, British Columbia. Beautiful. Tina. Vera, Newfoundland. Good morning. Rita. And Rose. Good morning, Rose. How are you? Mary. Norwich. Adeline. And Lillian. Brockville. Ruby. Oh, that's another song. Leela. Werner. Marilyn. Edmonton. Cindy. Good morning. Pam, good morning. Say hello to Richard. Deb. Nice to have you on. Detroit, Michigan. Tara. Donna. Wanda, Virginia. Jeanette, good morning from our staff. Marlene. Hey, got a good crowd on. Keith, how are you? From one great-grandfather to another. Yes, for sure. Francis Marie. Sandra. Wendy. London. Have I told you lately that I appreciate you guys? Suzanne. Nancy. Judy. And Lori, Cambridge. Ezruth, how are you? Kathy, Ottawa. And Yolande, bonjour. Suzanne, good morning to you. Dave, two more. And Donna, good morning. Marnie, Matheson, wow. Noeline, Noeline, you get bonjour. Mary, Doreen, Jane, you guys are great. And Maria and Dorothy, good morning, guys. Thanks for saying hello, by the way. We appreciate it, guys. Joan, and I realize I can't say every name there. Jan and Elaine, good morning. I just can't do it, but I would love to. I would love to. Just have the roll call and say hello to everybody. But I appreciate your attendance. Now, a couple of stories I want to talk about this morning. This was, there's a couple of articles, so they're not studies. But listen to this, and you guys, anybody that's around my age will appreciate this. Okay? Anybody that's around my age will appreciate this news article. 50 years ago, okay, in an average grocery store, there were 600 to 800 food items. 50 years ago, okay? So, yeah, like late 60s, early 70s, unreal, eh? 600 to 800 food items. I don't know who counted, but somebody must have. You know what it is today? The average grocery store has, listen to this, 2022, 30,000 food items. A lot of it is fake food, processed food, highly refined food, sugar-laden food. And interesting, eh? 600 to 800. The produce section was huge. And the middle aisles of the grocery store are not like they were today, obviously. We're now averaging 30,000 items in a grocery store. Incredible. And let me make a statement that I think all of you would agree with. All the pills, all the surgery, all the medicines in the world, and all the tea in China in terms of money will not overcome what the food industry has done to people. It will not overcome it. And you guys know me enough to know that when I speak like this, I'm speaking in generalities. And listen, last week I brought to you, there are 100 and, what is it? I can't remember, it was 130 million Americans that are diabetic or pre. 93% of the 93% of the population have metabolic syndrome, which is a problem with insulin. It's a food problem. And here we are in 2022, and we have 30,000 items in our grocery stores. And all I can tell you is it cost $16,000 and change US dollars for every diabetic. Metabolic syndrome means that they're on the Titanic. And here we are. The food industry, big food, really a conglomerate of about 10 companies that own it all. And I've said this as an overarching principle. They're not interested in our health. They really are not. And if it is left up to them, we're going to be eating, here's things they're going to add to our diets. I mean, all the processed foods, all the sugar, all the bad fats, the fake oil that they use. And now they're adding fake meat and grasshoppers coming to a theater near you. And they're going to try and sell it like it's good for you. Guys, this gives me a splitting headache because, like I said, all the pills, all the surgery, all the tea in China when it comes to money. I mean, think of it. Diabetics. The average cost is over $16,000 a year just to maintain medically a diabetic. 16,000 US. And you can build more hospitals. You know, when people think of healthcare, because the mainstream media, when they think of healthcare, you know what they think of? They think of, oh, we don't have enough doctors, and we don't have enough nurses, and we don't have enough people in our hospitals. Yeah, that's probably true. But they never, ever, ever talk about prevention. How about you and I, as much as we possibly can, unless we get into a car accident, how about us staying out of the hospital? You know, I'm not against hospitals. They should be first aid when you need it. But not for chronic diseases that are self-inflicted. And it's like putting, telling an alcoholic to drink more alcohol, and it's all right in moderation. If you're a carboholic, you're all right. Just have a little bit of, you can have carbs and eat in moderation. No. Anyways, I was kind of shocked. I never really thought about all the items in a grocery store. Never, when I was a kid, I was thinking, I used to go, not often, to the Dominion. That was a grocery store. And the other one, like if we needed just stuff, we had a red and white down the street. Or if you needed milk, you went to the corner store. Right? And I always tell my grandchildren, well, Grandpa, I know I was born in the days of Noah. We had cookies and ice cream too, and soda, but nothing like today. Nothing like today. Isn't that an incredible story, guys? 30,000 on average items in a grocery store. Wow. Can I venture to say about 80 to 90% of it isn't good for you? Isn't good for you? From the sodas to the juices to all the crappy vegetable oil foods in the middle aisles of your grocery store, my friend. Crazy. But that's where we're at today. It's a big, big industry. And big pharma, people are sick. They got to take medication. According to big pharma and big food. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring that to you. Crazy. Here's another story. Vitamin D and depression. Vitamin D and depression. Vitamin D, new study out. And you might have seen it because it actually hit the mainstream. I saw it on, I read the study before I saw it on mainstream, but I saw it on Canadian mainstream news. Vitamin D helps depression. Hello? Hello? How long have we been saying that? Vitamin D would win a Nobel Prize in medicine if it weren't a vitamin, if they could patent it. It's in my new book, coming out soon. Hopefully I'll have it out by Christmas. That's my goal. And for people who are asking about the metabolic reset, I'm sort of rewriting that in my new book, okay? There'll be a section on the metabolic reset because that's me. I got to talk to you about how to eat properly, and I'm going to double down on it every day. Vitamin D helps depression. Now, this study was talking about vitamin D helps depression because it lowers markers of inflammation. Guys, one of the best anti-inflammatories that you can take is vitamin D. And get it from the sun, the best source. Okay? The best source. Viderma. Get it in a supplement, and it's not long now. For those who do what I do, coming September, when in Northern Ontario, see, we didn't get the memo here on climate change. We're having beautiful weather right now, by the way. Okay, it is. It's August, and we're getting beautiful. I always tell people in Northern Ontario, guaranteed we get climate change because we get 4 seasons. You know, we get fall, we get winter, and we're going to get spring, and then we get a summer, last about 2 weeks. Because we don't get the memo on the other climate change where the planet is heating up. Not so much in Northern Ontario, okay? Although we've had very nice weather for the last couple of weeks. I'm thinking I'm in Florida. It's so beautiful. Okay? Now, okay? If you can get out in the sun, get out in the sun. 20 minutes, 10,000 IUs. But you can't have any sunscreen on. Okay, no sunscreen. And by the way, let me bring you another study. This is another study that came out on Viderma. If people insist on eating crappy carbs and vegetable oils, those seed oils, those fake oils, you're much more likely to get sunburn. What? Yep. You're a bad eater. You're much more likely to get sunburn. And I've always said this, okay, guys, you know me. Your skin is an organ. Okay? It's just the one you see. I mean, you can't see your liver. You can't see your heart. You can't see your pancreas. You can't see your kidneys. You can't see your bowel. Thank God, they're all ugly. Okay? They're ugly. They're beautiful to me, but they're ugly to look at. Okay? A liver. I can't think of anything that's uglier than your liver, but it's important. Your skin is an organ that you see. Okay? And what goes on the inside, when people insist on filling their faces with sugar and crappy carbohydrates and, you know, fast foods, they're much more likely to suffer from sunburn. Isn't that interesting? And I can tell you, there are, over the years, thousands and thousands of people that will attest to that. That once they changed their diet, it's amazing how much better their skin became and how they didn't burn anymore in the sun. Now listen, I'm not telling people to go out and burn in the sun, ever. Cover up. Wear a hat. But the news on skin cancer is very, very traumatic. And that is, people that don't go in the sun get the most aggressive skin cancer, melanoma. That, my friend, is a fact. So you need the sun. And the sun helps you in depression. And when you can't see the sun, and you can't get out 3 or 4 times a week to get in the sun for at least 20 minutes, your arms and legs exposed, even better, to get that vitamin D, to get those 10,000 IUs. How can, let me ask you a question. Think along with me here. Because, you know, the boogeyman is vitamin D. It's going to give you kidney stones and you're going to get toxic. It's fat soluble. So, yeah, you know many times and millions of times I've heard that. And I used to say, fake news. What does high vitamin D do to you? What? You get 10,000 IUs in 20 minutes of the sun. How can that be bad? Your body tops up. Anyway, it's soon time to take those vitamin D supplements if you're not taking them. Already, some people need to take it. They've got extremely low vitamin D. But folks, depression, what did they find? Low levels of vitamin D. And when they give them vitamin D, wow, a very inexpensive supplement They do better. Can I give you some reasons why? One, I told you, anti-inflammatory. Your CRP, C-reactive protein, goes down. Yeah, it's an anti-inflammatory. What's that got to do with depression? Well, inflammation affects the brain. Inflammation affects the heart. Inflammation, chronic. Okay? Remember, there's two types of inflammation. One, when you kick me in the knee. Of course it's going to become inflamed. Your body's ambulance system races to the scene. That's normal. Your body's smart. Your body's fearfully and wonderfully made. It knows exactly what to do. You rub that knee and even more blood comes. That's the ambulance coming. That's normal inflammation. But what if it's a silent inflammation, type 2 inflammation? You don't even know it. And it can be around your heart. It can be around your brain. And you don't even know it. It damages blood vessels. And remember, inflammation's not Houdini. It always comes from somewhere. And as we explain at the Martin Clinic over and over and over again, the biggest source of inflammation is insulin resistance or high circulating insulin. My friend, that's food, bad food. And 2, free radical damage, oxygenation, that's sugar. Well, and chemicals, and we live in a plastic world. We live in a you don't want me to even talk about plastic masks that we wore around our faces. Ooh. Okay? And, so inflammation, the other one is, because you know what vitamin D does? It elevates your nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a molecule inside of your body, inside of your blood vessels, that tell your blood vessels to relax. You get more blood flow to the brain. Very effective for a lot of things, even depression. Inflammation comes down, your CRP, your nitric oxide goes up. And one thing that vitamin D does, and especially the sun, is it helps for your body to produce feel-good hormones. Isn't that amazing? And it's true, isn't it? I mean, look, a kid can understand this. When do you feel better? When it's pouring rain out and dark and the dark days of winter and, when you don't see the sun and, or on a bright day. You people that are living in Florida, you make me mad. You people that live in Arizona, you make me angry. Why? Because you bought the lie about the sun and you don't get in the sun. Oh, how silly is that? Floridians don't have any more, they don't. They don't have any more vitamin D than we do, and they get, 322 days or whatever it is on average of sunshine. How silly is that? Oh yeah, but I can't go in the sun. I'm going to get skin cancer. Ooh. It makes me shake my head, guys. The boogeyman. The sun's the boogeyman. No! It's your friend. Don't fear the sun. It's beautiful. Don't even wear sunglasses when you first go out. Don't look right in the sun, but let your eyeballs get the sun. Your eyeballs benefit. Your brain benefits. Your third brain benefits. Your pineal gland. They all benefit from the sun. What causes sunburn? Bad food. Seriously. What's one of the causes of depression? Low levels of vitamin D. Aren't these studies unbelievable? I got one more study to do this morning. Can I tell you why you need to eat cheese? Okay? Why do you want to eat cheese? You guys know. Because cheese is nature's perfect food. So are eggs. And so is meat. Nature's perfect food. When I hear of people pontificating on why they shouldn't eat cheese, because it's fat. It's saturated fat. It'll elevate your cholesterol. Cheese is no good for you. Cheese is acidic. Cheese is, And then we get a new study out that tells you the best thing that you can eat for your bones is cheese. Yes, 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 yes. Why? You guys know this. You guys know that. Why would cheese and butter? Why would cheese and butter? I want you guys to tell me the answer, because I already know you know it, but what vitamin is there in cheese? Highest source is in cheese curds. Okay, think along with me. What vitamin is in cheese? Sandy and Meta, you got it already. Vitamin K2. You guys are I'm telling you, I'm giving you all an honorary degree. Rosa, Lees, you got it. It's vitamin K2. Of all the vitamins that get no ink. Georgie, you got it right. Wendy, you got it right. You guys, I'm telling you, honorary degrees in nutrition. You already know more than, because, you know, you listen to a dietitian, for example. Renee, you got, I think, so yeah. Gloria, yeah, you got it, Gloria. Nellie, you got it. Janet, you got it. Marcy, you got it. D and calcium, yep. Linda, you got it. It's exactly what I wanted you to say. It's right. Now listen. When you eat a piece of cheese, so when you eat it, think. You like cheese? I do. Why is cheese? Why is it eggs, meat, and cheese? Why is that? You think I just made that up? You think I just got up one morning and did that? No. My background is nutritional science. And guys, what has God done? In nature, in food, think about it. You eat cheese, you get calcium, which is good. You want calcium. I love calcium. I do. But calcium on its own, in a supplement, that don't help your bones one iota. Doctors, because they don't know anything about nutrition, they'll tell you, well, cheese will make you fat, and cheese has got saturated fat, and limit your cheese, and it's not good for you, and you can have a little bit or don't have any, and then you get vegans, and I'm having a nervous breakdown. The best food in the world for your bones is cheese. Why? Perfect ratio of calcium and vitamin K2. And vitamin K2 takes your calcium and puts it in your bones where it belongs. And the study is showing, this study, I'm pontificating. Now, the study shows that the hormone, osteocalcin, is increased when you eat cheese. Yeah. How could it be bad for you? How could it be bad for you? How could anybody tell you to limit it? Now look, some of you out there, and I know, you're unique and you can't eat cheese. I feel sorry for you. You know, some of you just, but most of the people, when they talk about dairy and they say, I've got lactose intolerance, well, you know how much lactose there is in cheese? Not enough for a mouse. There's not a lot of lactose in cheese. Lactose is the milk sugar. That's found in grocery store milk in abundance. Why are 70% of the population, and they paint dairy with the whole brush? Oh, it's bad for you, dairy. No, it's not. No, it's not. Now, you know what I think of grocery store milk, white Pepsi. But cheese and butter, there's no limit to it. Nature's. God put it together for you to what? Look at it? No, eat it. Better than any calcium supplement you'll ever take. Let me tell you that, my friend. You like cheese? Enjoy. And every time you think of it, think of calcium and vitamin K2, which will bring the calcium, won't leave it in your bloodstream, and it'll bring it to your bones and teeth where it belongs. Okay. Have you had fun today? I'm all worked up. I'm all worked up. Okay. So, we're going to have a great week, right? We're just getting started, guys. Okay. I told you about our millionth download. We're well past that now. We're going to have a party, okay? I said to Tony Jr., you got to have a party for that. Somehow, some way, we're partying over the millionth download, okay? And so we're getting ready to have a party. We'll let you know how we're going to celebrate that. I'll leave it up to my son, okay? He's the brains of the operation. Believe you me when I tell you that. Okay? And, so a new book coming out. Okay? We're getting there. There's a lot of work putting a book together. It really is, you know? But I love it. I enjoy it. I just got to discipline myself to sit myself down and to get it done. So, you can look for that. Okay? And we love you guys dearly. If your friends and family are not a member of the private Facebook group, I was showing people at church the other day how to do it, and I didn't even know how to do it. I said, I think you have to go to our website, martinclinic.com. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm a dinosaur. Okay, guys, we love you dearly. We'll talk to you soon.